Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome back to the next episode of DevChatter. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic Saturday. We are here Saturday afternoon in my time. Some of the US it's still morning, and in Europe, most of you are probably in the evening already, so hopefully everybody's had a good breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever meal we're catching you just after you've finished. And I hope you are all ready to write some good code today. Do I not have the bot running right now, Rubik's? You should have gotten the schedule there. I think I must have just done something in the bot, probably. No? Oh, yes, you did misspell it. That's my mistake. You missed the C in schedule. English has that, that's one of our weird words. Anyway, for anyone who didn't see just in the chat, the program that we're working on today is going to be our chatbot, and that is actually the one that Rubik's just interacted with there. You saw over there in the chat window. And that's our schedule command that comes back with the schedule so you know when our streams happen. So it looks like if you live in Cologne, we're starting Saturdays at 7 p.m. So yes, evening, and I don't know, actually, most Europeans tend to eat dinner a little later than Americans, so maybe it's around your dinner time. Either way, hopefully, whether you've eaten, are eating now, or will be eating, hopefully it's a good one, and we look forward to doing some coding together. So, a couple of things before we get started. In case you didn't figure that out, right down below me is my name. I'm Brendan, hi. And this channel here, as you can probably guess based on my greeting in the beginning and all the other stuff, this is DevChatter, and we are all DevChatter, really, because DevChatter really is a community of developers that is driven by all of us sort of coming together, talking about code. It's not just me. Yes, I'm the one talking on the stream, but a lot of you are also talking in the chat, which shows up on the stream, discussing ideas and sharing all the cool stuff that we want to talk about and do. In addition to the stream, the other place that a lot of people are involved in DevChatter is actually our Discord channel. That's a chat application that a bunch of us use, and there has actually been a lot of activity on our Discord lately. So plenty of people talking about different stuff. So if you're interested in talking with other nerds, and JCV, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Welcome to DevChatter. And over on our Discord, we do... I'm out of my egg. Look at this, guys, I'm out of my egg. Look! I just noticed on the chat there. Is it showing in for you guys? I can't tell. But I'm now a 6-month subscriber. That's really cool. So... I just exited my egg, so that is pretty darn cool. I think everybody else will be following suit soon, so at least some of our subscribers will be. So that's right, I just hatched, so completely. I guess hatching's when the egg cracks, and then now I'm actually able to get out and walk around. So woohoo! That is actually really cool. So. I don't know if I mentioned it, but we started this stream about 6 months ago, and it has been a crazy 6 months of, well, I've had a lot of fun, so I think it's been awesome, and hopefully all of you do also. Okay, so, what was I saying when I got interrupted by that? Oh, yes. So there are a bunch of us chatting on Discord, so lots of people that are programmers. We discuss code, we discuss other projects we work on, we dig into things, we talk about announcements of new stuff coming out. For example, there was just an update to Visual Studio, which is installed here on my computer, so this is a new version of Visual Studio. And then we also have people talking about games and other things like that people are interested in. So it is actually quite a fun place. So if you do want to get involved in any of those discussions afterwards, you are welcome to join our Discord. Let's see, what did I miss in chat? You installed ReSharper and the message in the yellow box is always there. Yeah, so that's one of the annoying things. So what SteepLeft is talking about is this right here. Visual Studio likes to fight with JetBrains, and they like to argue that, oh yeah, you're slowing it down. Well, I'm on a fast enough computer that mine doesn't really feel slow from these things. So Visual Studio is just telling me this for no reason. So it's kind of annoying, so I want them to fix it. And then, oh, I still need to look at Hack and Plan. I will, Pyro. It's on my to-do list. Resharper makes your Visual Studio... Yeah, so Resharper does slow down Visual Studio just a little bit. It's not too bad on my computer, but I run a lot of memory, and and Rubik's, no, I have not made any modifications to try and make Resharper any faster. I just run... So my computer's not new. It's about 3 years old, but when I got it, it was a top-of-the-line machine, DDR4 memory. I have a ton of memory in it. Everything's running on SSDs, and basically one of the fastest processors I could get at the time for not insane money, but very, a very good processor. So I'm running... Oh, I don't remember exactly what it is, because I got, again, years ago. So, no, Blub, it's not an i9. I said this was 3 years old, so if I bought an i9 3 years ago, you would wonder what type of prototype I got. But yes, Blub, oh man, do I want to get a Core i9. That sounds amazing. For anyone who hasn't seen them, those are the new processors, and I would absolutely love to get one. They sound great. There are so many awesome things getting added in tech. It is always great. The biggest thing that I could suggest to anybody who is wanting to build a dev machine and not wanting it to slow down, get fast memory. Everybody already knows buy an SSD and buy a beefy processor. That's going to speed up your compile times. The SSD is going to help you with load times. For actually running a lot of the stuff that you're doing, fast memory on a lot of it is going to help out a lot, especially for things like tools that are doing analysis and stuff, because they're having to load everything into memory to run it. So nice and quick. And yes, so one of the challenges, we keep adding cores. So like we had like octa-cores and other things like that, and I was like, yeah, it's like okay, until your code starts using those, these aren't speeding you up. But yes, lots of good stuff out of that. Okay, so where were we? We want to jump into code. We don't want to, I do love chatting with you guys, and we will do some chatting at the end, talking about code, and we'll probably interrupt every once in a while to chat about different code and concepts and things. Feel free to jump in with questions and make suggestions, anything like that anybody wants to do. And anyway, for now, let's go ahead and... Oh, wait a minute. I just noticed. We had a subscriber while we weren't live yesterday. Standby Reloading. Subscribe. So I want to thank Standby Reloading for subscribing. Looks like that the tier 1 sub from Standby Reloading came in while we were not live, so cool. Thank you for that. Have some problems with the stream. Is it always at 10 years? There's some buffering. Is there a way to... Oh, Steep Left. Hopefully you can drop down to 720. They should allow you to adjust. That's one of the reasons why I want to get us to... partner status. Once we have partner status with Twitch, it will always give us multiple settings so you can adjust. So if we don't have an adjustment right now, what that means is that Twitch doesn't have the available resources to automatically adjust us, but that's what they will do for us. And if we get more people in the chat and we keep going for a little while, they will probably add the adjustment. So I apologize about that. I actually don't have the ability to fix it right now. If you were to make an MMO server purely event-driven compared to normal code, would it be a huge overhead if you were to make a C# MMO server purely event-driven compared to normal code? I think it would depend on how you built it, Pyro. That's why don't we discuss that outside the stream, if that's something that you want to talk about. Okay, so here's what we did yesterday. I did a few commits, but I just want to look at the most recent ones so we can talk about where we were. Okay, so we'll never run against. Okay, so we didn't implement that. Okay, that's fine. So automation system, we ran all the actions. Okay, so that's our main loops for that. And then for all of these, we didn't implement them yet because we just needed to implement the interface. So There we go. I should have work in progressed on that. That was my mistake. Okay, so here's what we need to do. We need to make this automation system work, so I'm going to go ahead and load it. So, where are you, automation system? Automation system. There it is. So this is the piece of our code that's going to do our background automation. So we basically just want to make it fire and forget. So we toss an object into this, and we just know that it's going to run later. We don't have to worry about it. And that code is just going to take care of it. So nothing that we have to do in order to make that happen. And welcome. I see a bunch of people in there, so I will say hi to everybody. Blub, hey, I see you there. Wheelspin, Pyro, Rubix, Steep Left, welcome. I Heart Coding, Janiscu, President Not Sure One, hello everybody. And thank you for showing up. Glad to see a whole bunch of familiar faces in here, and new ones as well. And Mad Killer, hello, welcome. Rubix, I don't know PHP, but I'm betting it's called random or something like that. Yeah, the suggestion of paste bin is a good one. I'm betting you can find some there. I would just say type random into Google and just be like, random PHP code, the needing tests. Have a feeling it'll still find it. Okay, so here's what we got. We're passing in the chat clients. I'm not sure that I need these because I think my objects are going to maintain them, so I'm going to chop this. That was something that is a remnant of Hangfire. So Hangfire needed those because we were wanting to keep things in memory because of the way the Hangfire worked. So we tried to sort of work around it. But I think we can get rid of that dependency, which is a nice one to lose. Okay. Let's compile, run this, just make sure everything still works. We might get a build error somewhere. There we go, that's fine. We don't need to give it chat clients just now, and we don't need it there, because we got rid of those. Don't need it there either. And there we go. Okay, much nicer. Yeah, so we could have tried to fix Hangfire, but I think it was a little bit big for what we needed. I think there are aspects of it that we did not actually want to have, so we're better off just getting rid of it. And the keyboard shortcut I'm using is Control-RG. That's like really good, and that will clear out my usings. So if you notice, I just got rid of our unused usings and sorted them. That is how I did that. Okay, so this is removing chat dependency. So remove chat dependency from automation system. And yes, I am going to go ahead and commit that small little change there. Always good to do smaller commits. So if you complete something that's done, it's good to just commit that. Even if it's a small little thing like that, just get a commit, because then your next thing is not going to have that change cluttering it up. So much nicer to get those in while you can. So just try to get in the habit of that. All right, so our automation system. We have remove all actions that will never run again and run all ready actions. So now we just need this to happen on a periodic basis in order to make that work. Forgot changes for last commit. Yeah, Rubix, don't worry, we all do that one. Although, when I do that, I often cheat and I amend my previous commit, which is a cool thing you can do in Git. So, if you are ever watching me do this, you will notice that I will amend my commits a lot of the time. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to go to all of our interval actions. So, automated message is one of them. And this is... the automated messages are ones that just fire periodically. So this is like maybe a reminder for people to follow or something like that. And that's what the automated message is. Hey, SNB, welcome. SNB, you should check this out. I'm fully hatched out of my egg now. So that's pretty cool. And for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, our subscribers to the DevChatter channel have new subscriber icons, and they just went live recently, so we've had a couple of streams with them now. And initial subscribers are in an egg, 3-month subscribers are hatching out of that egg, and 6-month subscribers are fully hatched from their egg. So that's what we've got set up there. And then also I should mention to people that I did actually set up, I was just modifying the bot, so it's not running. That was silly, Brendan. Why did you do that? The other cool thing, so people had been yelling at me to set up some stuff where they could get stickers and things like that, because I had stickers made. So instead of just making it so that people could get stickers, I went and actually set up some merchandise stores things, one on Redbubble, one on Streamlabs. People can look where they like, see if there's one thing better than the other. I don't know the quality of any of that stuff, but if you wanted various like branded stuff with our cool hype things, you could check those out. And if you see anything weird with them, have special requests, anything like that, just yell at me and I will do it. That's pretty much why any of those exist anyways, because people yelled at me and said, hey, I should do that, so I did. I assume a few people are going to get some mugs and things like that, but there's other stuff as well. So if anybody is interested, I set both up. I don't know how the prices are or anything like that. I didn't actually look. I just kind of tossed everything over there. So anyway, so here is the change that I want to make. I need a will never run again response, which I think in this case I am going to base this on whether it has run again. For this one, because this is an always running message, the automated messages just go forever. So it might just be a reminder in chat every 15 minutes or something like that saying, hey, don't forget you can follow the channel or something like that, right? That would be an example of an automated message. I want that going forever, so these are always a return false on will never run again. So, because they're always going to keep running, so this should never end up being true. Okay, next one. I'm fixing these now because I need to make sure that I follow the Liskov substitution principle. And what that means is all of my implementations of this interface need to be substitutable for any other one. So I need to be able to make sure that if I'm ever using an I automated message, or I interval action, one of these, that they're all usable. So I can't have these not implemented exceptions being thrown. Could be cool with C#.NET Core to 1K, 4K, 64K demo. Janiscu, you'll have to explain to me what you mean on that one, because I don't actually know. Oh, and actually, I'm going to click that link and show everybody what we're talking about. Hang on. So this is what we were talking about. So this was the merch store stuff. So we have these neat I'm coding things. They're not all just bags, but there's all kinds of other stuff. So stickers say I'm coding. So fun stuff like that. So all the fun hype stuff. I bet Dino could be cool with C#.NET Core to 1K, 4K, 64K. File sizes? I'll talk to you about it later, Janiscu. Message me in Discord, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay, so in this one, currency update. Currency update should always be running. So this one I'm also going to just return false. And then on to the next one. So go to the next one. We're going to go down to the delayed message action. So the delayed message action, this one, I believe is a one-time fire and forget, yes. So for this one, we want to set a Boolean that just says done. Something like that. There might be another way to do it, but for now I'm just going to say private bool underscore is done. We'll set its value equal to false, and then we're going to assign it right here. Run again, and then return is done. So is done, if it's true, that means it's done and it will never run again. So in this case we can actually just return that boolean, so that should work nicely. You're also watching Assembly Summer 2018 Compose and Demo Scene. Oh, I didn't know there was something else running right now. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that one is done for now. We might clean it up later. I kind of want to come back to these and fix them up a bit at some point. Return should never run again, so that one was already working. I wired that up to a property, so that is the one we use for testing. And then the last one's a one-time callback action. So like our delayed message action, this is a one-time callback. So this should only happen once. So I am going to add a private boolean to this as well, and I'm just going to say is done equals false. And yes, I know that false is the default for boolean, but because this is, set it and make sure it happens, I want to be explicit about it just to make sure that that works the way we expect. So return is done, and then after we invoke, I want to do the same thing. So when it runs one time, we immediately say, hey, shut this thing off. Whoops. Okay. Was that the last one? Yes, it was. Okay, so we have found all the implementations of that interface and adjusted them with that new property we've added. So now what that means is that when we are done with one of our events, here's the cool thing that's going to happen, and I'm going to explain to you guys how C# kind of memory management sort of works-ish. So that event object that we give to our automation system, when we create a new one and we just pass it in here, what happens is C# has a reference to it. And the way it has that is that it is one of the objects in this collection. So because C# has a reference to the object in this collection, what is able to happen is C# is able to, keep it around for the most part. And then after a while, we will eventually use that method, and then we want it to be gotten rid of. We don't need to keep it anymore. We can let the garbage collector get it. Well, the way that we need to do that is we need to drop all references to it. So the easiest way to drop the references to it is to get it out of this collection. Because wherever we gave it to, so the point that we called add action to this, the point that we called this right here, we hopefully lost the previous reference, and now the only one is that it's in this collection. So what that means is once we get it out of the collection, it'll be clear and the garbage collector can come get it. Now it doesn't get it immediately, but at some point it will. So we've essentially freed it up so that it can be cleaned up. So that's why we want to get it out of these collections. So previously, the way that it worked is they would set their next runtime to datetime.max. And so that will make it so it would never run again, but it would still always be in the collection, so we would maintain a reference to it. So now we're going to clean that out, we're going to let it go away. And that's basically what this change does. Okay, so that ought to clear that out. DevChatter worker. Let's take a look at how this works. Well, easy make the public bool is done. Yeah, so Pyro, I can absolutely do that, and I could put that in a base class or something like that. Now, here's the thing you're gonna laugh about. So, Pyro actually brought up one of the coolest things. I need to talk to you all about C# 8 because Pyro just brought it up without realizing it. So, here is how Pyro brought up C# 8, because I bet a lot of you are probably wondering, like, wait a minute, I didn't see Pyro mention C# 8. Well, Pyro, here's what we did. So the automated message, actually, let's not do this one. That's the wrong one. Let's go down to the one-time callback action. Here we go. Okay, so Pyro's suggestion is that we make isDone be a property instead of this method, this boolean, and we have it be based on whether the time of next run date time is datetime.maxValue. Okay, so here's the idea. If we did that, we can do that, and that will be in each place, and it's fine, and it's clear, and it's pretty easy for most people to understand, and it's a pretty easy way for us to clear that out. What we added recently, the change that we made was we added this. You'll notice it says 1 day ago. Everything else was changed well before that, but will never run again was added 1 day ago. We could change this to isDone or something like that and make it a property instead of this. The cool thing is, in C# 8, they added a new feature, or they're adding a new feature that is a default implementation. So they're going to allow us to actually have an implementation inside of an interface, which is a crazy concept that has all kinds of implications on how C# will work. The use case that they mentioned for why they want to build default implementations into the interfaces of C# is actually this case. It's the one where you have an existing interface and you have a number of classes that are already implementing that interface, and you want to be able to add it without breaking things. So what you all may have noticed is that when I originally added this method to this interface, I went to all of the implementing classes and I just did a throw not implemented exception. That's what they want to avoid, is they want to make it so I don't have to throw a not implemented exception. So that's where this comes in. The other thing that you'll notice is that when I added it, I could have done the default implementation and it would have worked fine using Pyro's code. I could have put that in there and that would have handled the one-time callback as well as the delayed message. So both of those implementations could have used my default, and then I'd only have to write the special one for the long-running solutions. So that's the neat thing, is that they will allow us to get away with that, and basically that way if you say, like, I have 10 implementations of this interface, I don't want to have to adjust all 10, well, you don't have to, because they have a default implementation now. So that's the concept. So we'll see how it goes. That's actually the most controversial feature of C# 8, because it gets us into some weird territory that I'm not going to talk about right now. Needless to say, if you are going to use that feature, be careful. And we will talk about C# 8 in the future, so don't worry about that. Okay, so that is our interval action. It's set up, and Pyro, I probably will refactor to that at some point, so we'll get that changed, so we'll nice it up a little bit. So this is wiring up the will never run again methods. So wire up the never run again methods. Okay, cool. So now that those are in place, I want to talk about how we get to that running code. So the first thing is we have our DevChatter bot background worker. I know, long name. This is effectively what the bot is when we run it in ASP.NET. So our bot, if I run it again, because I'm sure it stopped. I'm sure it stopped when I recompiled. So that brings the bot back in here. So clearly the bot is watching our chat window because I am able to send it commands like this one, and that pulls back some information. I could do things like say !learn, and that will link you to our Learn to Code in C# series that we have there. And so the bot was watching, saw those commands in chat, and responded to it. Now what's weird about that is, if you think about how a web application works, it's a web page. I didn't call a web page. I did not call a URL. I did not call out to my Yeah, I don't have a solid one yet, S&B, but feel free to link to it, because you actually do have permission to set up commands, by the way. So the the idea is that the bot has to be running at all times. The bot can't just be web pages responding, so clearly there's something more going on here. And this is what it is. I have this class that is implementing an I-hosted service. So in ASP.NET Core, they added in a new thing called an I-hosted service, and this is a special type, and it says, define methods for objects that are managed by the host. Wow, is that confusing? Okay, so let me explain. We're going to make that less confusing. So here's the idea. This interface comes with two things. It has start async and stop async, and these are the two methods that that interface defines. The first one is called when the application, so my website, starts. If I were to stop my website, it runs this one. So inside of my bot class, I added a start and a stop method of my own. Now, I of course already had a bot class because our code was running even before we moved it into the web. So I already had a class with a start and stop, because why wouldn't I have a start and stop? Okay, so knowing that I've got those, there should be a start and a stop method on here, I think. Or did I? Oh, stop. Was the other one called run? Run. Sorry, run and stop. Because my previous one was called run and I didn't rename it. So we have run, which gets things going, and then we have stop, which tears everything down. So that's how the bot gets going. This is literally what I was looking for when I wanted to do a project. Exactly, Pyro. So if you need a background running task in an ASP.NET website, this is how you do it. You make it an I-hosted service. Just like this. Now the next thing I want to point out, there is an automation system right here. And then I believe it's also in our bot main. Do I have it in the bot main? Automated action system. Yes, it's in the bot main, so I don't need it here. So I'm going to remove it from here. Goodbye, extra thing I don't need. Okay, so the bot main already has it. So let's go over to the bot main, which has the automated action system, and let's see what it does. Okay, so it's adding actions, and all it's not doing is starting up a loop. So we need to come up with a way of either starting a loop that runs in the automated action system or build that into the bot main. And I like the idea of putting it in our automated action system instead. So here's what I want to do. I wonder, should this be like an async method or something like that? Run all ready actions. Let's think about this. I don't actually know how this is going to work. And hopefully there's some other people in chat that... so I haven't tried this yet. This is just an idea that I had. So I'm hoping that there's some other people in chat paying attention right now who also know async and await stuff and can help me out, because I will tell you, it's always challenging to write code live on a stream if you haven't noticed. Okay, so I'm going to make an async task. So public async task, and I want to call it start. For this, I'm not sure I ever want this to actually finish, though. Maybe. So Chief, it's actually not. It's not doing a polling system to talk with that. It is actually connected to the chat system, so it's getting those messages immediately. So at the same pace that, like, if you're running a chat client like your web browser, the same pace that you get those messages is how fast it gets them. So that's why the bot can respond back so quickly. So Chief, we're actually in the process of removing Hangfire. So we actually had Hangfire running and for some of our stuff, and we're ripping it out right now because it was a little too big for what we were doing, and we want to simplify a little bit. In addition, it lets us do some code that I think it would be more fun for us to have here. So one of the nice things about an open source project like this one is that we can get away with reinventing wheels sometimes, because we're reinventing that wheel so other people can learn about how this stuff works. So it gives everyone here some insight into this code. Okay, so here's my thought. So we want to start this once there are actions. So I want to get some kind of a loop. Yeah, no problem, Chief. That's why it's toss the answers. Throw out questions, suggestions. It could be that we just didn't think about using Hangfire or Quartz. So I know I love the comment. It was really good. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Pyro. Yep, Pyro got the explanation in there. So there's a concept I want to search for and see if someone's already done. So here's what I want to do. I want to be running, I want to kind of be like awaiting something, like awaiting a delay. So C# async await infinite loop. I kind of want to, yeah, async infinite loop. Perfect. I think this is the idea that I want to do. No, I'm not going to thread sleep. Pyro, that's what we did before. Get your Kappa stuff out of here. And yes, Janisku, C# 8 looks really awesome. So for anyone who just showed up, we were actually discussing some C# 8 features that are coming. So hang on. Worker do work. No, that's not really what I want to do. I mean, I could just do the while loop and sleep. I guess I could do that. I guess I could just go the old way and just write that. Task dot... wait, hang on. Okay, this might be what I was looking for, maybe. Let me think about what this... I'm going to paste this in here. I'm going to think about what this is doing. Okay, so... So loop task equals task.run async, then this method, and then we have a while true and await task.delay that amount. Maybe we want to wait. How long were we waiting before? Anybody remember? Task.delay. That's that's a delay in milliseconds. Do we have better things other than we have a time span? Good. Dot from minutes from seconds. We're gonna say 60 seconds instead of a full minute. Don't want to do a full minute. You want to do 60 seconds. All right. While true, await task.yield. Oh yeah, we could do that, Blub. In my sleeping eyes cover, say. Okay, so we're gonna do a task.delay on that, and then run all ready actions is what we're gonna do. Can I do that? I don't even know. What is this? Is okay. So this is a task. Oh, it's a task, right, sorry. My mistake, there we go. Await that. Is that all I have to do? Takeshi, we're finishing up that automation system that we were doing before. What's this saying? Function never returns. Does it need to? It's infinite. Interestingly, we can do that. Huh. Oh, I'm not surprised, Takeshi. There are a number of people that work while I work while I stream. Problem with daytime streams. Okay, so that might work. I'm gonna try this. So in our bot main, on the start, schedule automated messages, wire up currency, connect chat clients, followable system. That's weird. Anyway, whoops, was that not? Oh! Because it's one of these. Okay, automation system needs a start. So it needs add and start. Actually, might not need that last part now. Oh, Takeshi, it's nighttime? Takeshi, where are you based? I don't even know. For some reason I thought you were in Europe, where it would still be evening. Okay, so our fake automation system is gonna do nothing. Return task not completed task. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah, exactly. It's only evening. It might is what? It's probably like 7, 8, almost 8 o'clock in a lot of places in Europe. Okay, so everybody ready for this? We're gonna see if this bot starts doing crazy things. Oh yeah, I heart coding. I know it. So I'm not over there, but it is crazy hot over here too. So it is. The weather's been nasty here. So, someone works in 4 shifts, day and night melts together. Oh yeah, exactly, Takeshi. I have a bunch of friends that work weird shifts. Yeah. So what? Like, hang on, 34C. No, not what I meant. In F. Holy cow! Oh, man! Oh, Pyro, that's terrible! 93? Ouch! It is currently... about, what, 23C where I am? So, that's the temperature in the room I'm in, so, there you go. That's crazy, Rubik's. I don't, humans should not exist in those temperatures. Okay, so it looks like it did not work as expected, so here's what I'm going to do. Because I thought we were going to get our message by now. So we should have had our automated response. So since we didn't get that from the rock, paper, scissors game that I tried to play there, I am going to go ahead and start the bot over again. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to step into the automated system. Run all ready actions. We're going to go ahead and get breakpoints set up. So it definitely gets in here. Are there any ready actions? And, oh, Mad Killer, you decided to follow. Thank you for that. Okay, so there aren't any. So it's currently empty. Now, in a minute, it should hit that again. Oh, we're doing once a minute. I should be doing once a second. That's my mistake. My bad, hang on. We'll run that every 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds we will rerun. Oh, sorry, Janisco, I just restarted it. Yeah, I killed my own game of rock, paper, scissors, but here we go. There we go, now you can join Janisco. So, Janisco is familiar with our old games, so a lot of the regulars know that we have games built into our bot, including a handful of other interesting ones, like our quiz game, which should start up quickly. So I want the bot to trigger one of our messages that is not automated, or that's automated. That's not just a response to someone doing a command. I want something out of that automation system. Whoa! Blub, congratulations! You survived. Well done. Oh, there it is! You have 30 seconds left. Okay, our automation system is working. Woohoo! We win! Very nice. So our automation system is there, so we can watch that happen, but starting the automation. Okay, and don't worry, that's not a real quiz question. We sort of just made up the game. That's a garbage question, so if you don't know the answer, that's why. Quiz C. I'm sure I'm wrong. I just picked C. Oh, I'm not. Oh, I didn't join. I forgot about that. S&B, you're the only one playing. Congratulations. So, there you go. We are totally going to push that up. Yeah, I don't know what the right answer is. I didn't actually read any of those. We'll see if it triggers the end. So we got the... You only have 30 seconds left to join quiz game, but rock, paper, scissors maybe didn't fire. So Pyro doesn't like the syntax of A. I apologize if this is loud, everyone. I haven't touched this button in a while. Oh, did it actually give us the answer? Hang on. A is perfectly valid syntax. That is actually, commas to separate A and B. Oh, yes. Yeah, if I could get it to display on individual lines, I would. And Rubik's. I do enjoy Pepsi. It's a nice beverage. That's why I drink Pepsi. Don't have a good answer for you on that one, Takeshi. Okay, so not everything is working. It looks like the automated messages are firing. So the one-time callback messages are happening, but not all the other ones. So here's what I want to do. This is going to get painful, so I'm going to remove that. We're going to start up the bot again. So that should restart it, re-kick everything off. It should rejoin, getting us the new message. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up the... Whoops. I was like, why isn't it going? Derp. 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 Okay. Here we go. So let's start up rock, paper, scissors again. So that should be going. And now what I want to do is this. I want to hop over to the automation system. Here we go. now that I'm in the automation system, I want to catch us here for a second. That has a one-time callback and a delayed message, so perfect. That's what we expected to see. That's the currency update, which should run each and every time. So every 2 seconds we should be here with a currency update. Why is it not running again? Oh, right, because the currency update only has to be run once a minute. Okay. That's right. I forgot. Currency updates happen once a minute. So every minute you all get a little bit more currency in the channel. So if you stay here watching, you'll get, we'll pay you in coins. So, coins. Ooh. That's that, and we display it in binary. We don't really display it in binary. It just turns out that I had the right number. Yeah, Pyro. Bits of coins. Don't forget the S. There we go. Hang on. What is this action? Delayed message action. Only 30 seconds left. Okay, cool. So we're going to let that one run. And now this one's the currency update. And I think that might have been because I was debugging that just happened. That is the problem with debugging code, is that you can mess with the running of things, especially when things are asynchronous like that. Okay. Yeah, I think the game failed, Janisku. I believe you are correct. So this, every 2 seconds, that should get hit. Still 4 in here. One-time callback action. I'm going to toss that here, and I'm going to tell it to run again. What is this? This is the currency update. That's fine. I can ignore the currency update for now. I want to find when it checks that... So when it checks all ready actions again, which it should do every couple of seconds. Kind of surprised by the delay here. Okay, so we get to this point. And is it time to run on the one-time callback action? We have a breakpoint. Oh, I restarted the bot. That's my bad. Okay, stop doing that. There we go. We're going to start this up. Here we go. Okay, what's it looking for? 8484601. So that's 2 minutes in the future. So I'm going to let it go. We're going to let this run again. We're going to debug this. What I'm trying to do is I want to catch our one-time callback. That's the one that actually starts the game. So we're currently in our waiting mode. And essentially the idea is that we're just waiting for this to finish and then we'll get over to that. So that's sort of what happens, is it's running and we just need to wait for it to complete. So Okay, let's go. Feel free to join the rock, paper, scissors game. If we manage to get it to complete, you might win coins from the bot. Okay. That's our currency update again. There's our delayed message action, which should warn us about that. And then Pyro, it should respond back to you. My breakpoints might have stopped it. So now in about 30 seconds, we should be checking that one again. Excuse me. Actually, if I take a look at this, 60101, 60103, it should now be time. Okay, it says it's in there. Play match. I choose that. Okay. Looks like it does work. So as long as we don't kill it, it should work. Cool. Alright, automation seems to work again. Now what is not happening yet is we're not yet doing the removals. So we're just running them, we're not actually doing the removals. So it looks like it can actually run the game again. So that's cool. Okay, awesome. Let's add the renewals, or the removals. Remove actions that will never run again. So run everything that's ready, then remove anything that's done, and then wait, and then run and remove, and run and remove, and run and remove. Perfect. That's exactly how we want to do this. Run everything, remove everything that's now done, usually because it ran, and then we should be good. We don't have those, they're not running async. These are not like, you know, like here's where we've synchronized again. And there are some reasons for that. Our idea is that we might have some events that need ordering, so we potentially can do stuff with that. But that's how the system works today. Add the removal logic. We'll see if it works. Okay. I'm going to start the bot again. Okay, there it goes. So I don't know about all of you, but I am happy about that. That looks good. I am glad that's working. So while we wait for this, I'm going to mention a couple of other things. If you are in here and you haven't already joined our Discord, join our Discord. Discord is a chat place. It's a chat application, think Slack, but for gamers. We use one here because it's common among Twitch streamers. There's a lot of integrations with Twitch and other things like that, so there's a lot of fun stuff we can do there. There are a bunch of people that are in our Discord. We've got like 150 people, actually probably more than that, and there are a bunch of people that talk about different programming-related stuff. So if you want to discuss C#, .NET, anything like that, that's a place to do it. And you can also talk about Visual Studio or gaming or other things. So we have a bunch of channels for different things, and you can pick and choose by muting certain ones or adjusting notifications so you can be involved in the discussions that you want to be involved in. So that's how you can keep DevChatter going even when the stream is not going. And as S&B just pointed out there, coming up starting in 2 weeks, we are going to be doing a series of streams here on the channel that I'm calling Solid Saturdays. And so not today, not next week, but the one after, so 2 weeks from today, is going to be our first Solid Saturday. And let me go ahead and click on that link right there. So Solid Saturdays, it's right here. This is the link that S&B put over there in chat. And Solid Saturdays is our... Essentially what we're going to do is we're going to do a stream on the single single responsibility principle, then we're going to do a stream on the open-close principle, then we're going to do a stream on Liskov substitution, all the way until we get through Solid, and then we will have covered everything about Solid, and everybody here will be an expert on Solid. So no guarantee about actually being an expert on Solid, but we're going to walk you through it. We're going to do examples. I'm going to show you code that's actually using it, and we're going to talk about why following these Solid principles are beneficial when you're in an object-oriented programming language. So that is the plan. If you want to attend these streams, my recommendation to you, you could just follow DevChatter, the whole stream, if you like, alternately, or in addition to, you can click on the Remind Me button right here, and that will give you a reminder about our Solid streams. So you'll get a special reminder just about these, and then you could also get a reminder about any specific one. So if you know single responsibility pretty well, but you're not super familiar with open-close principle, you could just get a reminder for our August 29th one, which is going to be on the open-close principle. So you can pick and choose and that sort of thing, but we've got those coming up. The other event that we have that's ongoing that I do want to mention here, and I did see that our rock, paper, scissors did complete in the chat, so that is awesome. That means that did actually work. So our other stream that we've got is our Learn to Code stream. So if you or anyone you know is a beginner or doesn't know C#, send them here or attend yourself, whichever. And if you are not a beginner and just want to help out teaching other people how to program and how to program in C#, I do a series on Learn to Code in C#, and we usually do this on Mondays and Saturdays as well. That's actually why I delayed the start of Solid Saturdays, is because we need to do another Learn to Code on a Saturday. So I believe it is this coming Saturday? August 11th, yes. So it is. So Monday, 2 days from now, is a Learn to Code stream. So if you attend that, we're going to do a more beginner level one. It's going to be fun. And then next Saturday is also going to be a Learn to Code stream. So those two will be streams for beginner programmers to learn C# and programming in general. So they'll be fun. And you're welcome to show up and talk about code or follow along if you like. So these are all like follow along exercises. So we're going to have everybody set up the tools that I just posted there in chat. So VS Code for an editor, the .NET Core SDK, and then the C# extension for VS Code. And then we just have people dive in and code with us. So that's actually what we've got going on there. So again, you can get reminders about those, and I linked them in chat. And sounds good. I also should mention on this Thursday, we are going to have Cassandra Ferris here to talk to us about how to get involved in the developer community, how to engage. So if you want to get more involved in the developer community locally or anything like that, be involved in the tech community, whether that be on the internet or locally, whatever you want to get involved in. Cassandra's going to talk to us about that. She is an expert in, I'll say, networking stuff. She's very good at it. And then also on Tuesday, I haven't put him on the schedule yet, but we have a guest that is crazy. And I mean that in a good way. He is absolutely out of his mind. And he'll be a lot of fun. So should be quite fun. So our week for this week is planned. So hopefully you are all ready for some awesome streams. So I will see you on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday this week. And if you don't know our schedule, but want to find it out, just go ahead and type in !schedule and then the name of a city or a country that is the same time zone as you. And Bitlaw, hello, welcome. Okay, so the other thing, so our Hangman game should also still work, so there it is. So feel free to play Hangman in chat as well, and I am thrilled with that. Okay, so it seems like our automation system is working, so right now I want to get a pull request in. So, new pull request. We are in the wrong thing. Brendan, that was dumb. Going here. Compare and pull request. And S&B is going to get us killed in that game of Hangman right there. So, add basic overlay and create new automation system. I don't have anyone to assign to this. I don't have anybody to choose as reviewer, but this is a code improvement that I want help with. So if people are able to, I would love it if you could take a look at this code. So anybody in here who wants to help. Hang on. Got it. There you go, S&B. Thanks for that. Free coins for Brendan. You did all the hard work. I need those coins, man. Okay, so that gets our pull request open. I'm not going to merge this one in. I'm going to wait for someone else to help us out with that. So I need someone else to take a look at this code and basically just confirm for me that, yeah, things look good. So I will probably ask our, BitLaw. So we don't do much, but there is actually an overlay above me here. So if you notice in the top, there is a button like way above my head, right up there. If you look in the top left corner, that button, it says ping it. So you may have noticed ping it written above me. That is actually our bot that has put that above my head. So we have commands that can alter things and mess. Yeah, see, S&B just did one of the commands. Not confident that that's going to work right now, S&B. I might have to refresh to make that work. And my plan for that is to BitLaw, yes, that's all it is. It's just an HTML site with a browser source. So, yep, that's all it is. And I do need to mess with it. We need to make some adjustments to how it works, some other things like that. And I need to make it so that the bot that is connected to that is not the one that we're actually compiling. So, basically, while we're building things, I'm going to have to refresh the screen a lot. But once we get going, I'm going to have to host the bot, whether that means host it locally or somewhere else, in order to make that work nicely. Okay, so we got that going. I will go ahead and pull this down. We'll find out if this works, because there were a couple of changes, apparently, in the master branch that I needed. I don't think there were anything. I think they were just merge branches, and they weren't really any actual changes. But we'll find out, because the bot may or may not work. We'll start up another Hangman game, I guess, for now. And that'll probably tell us if we have any problems. Okay, so while that is going, so we finished that. Our automation system. We had gotten a suggestion. Was it Pyro that made the suggestion? Someone had suggested that we write our code a little differently. And I thought it was a great suggestion, and I said we would refactor to it. So, why don't I do that refactoring now? So I'm going to open up the automation system, and we're going to go to our interval action. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to make an isDone property instead of a will never run again. Because as a property, we can set it. So we're going to make this a Boolean get like this. So if you didn't know, in C#, you can actually put a getter and setter property on an interface. And the reason why is that get and set are not actually the fields. Those are methods for accessing them. And when you use the auto property syntax like this, essentially the idea is it just does not create the backing field for you, and that's how that works. So I'm going to change it to this, and then we'll rename. So oh, you know what I'm just going to do? First off, I'm going to typo this. So I'm just going to set that equal to false. So I don't really set it equal. So if you haven't seen the syntax, this is called an expression-bodied property, an expression-bodied member, as you will. And essentially, this little fat arrow here just says, hey, this is a, treat it kind of like a lambda expression. So I'm saying for this is what you evaluate it to. So the right-hand side is the result. So that's my return value. Now I can go to this one, and I believe I can do the same thing here. Yep. So I'm just going to say equals greater than false, and we're done there. Then I can go to this one, and I can do the same thing, except now I can set it equal to my isDone property. IsDone. There we go. And then this last one, I can do the same thing, and again, I'm just going to say equals greater than underscore isDone. And there we go. Now this is complaining because I called it like a method and we just changed it to a property, so we're going to fix that. And now I can run this. Pyro, did you type something that was a datetime.now is not a link? That was totally valid. Yes, Nightbot needs to learn to website. Pyro is correct. Okay, so this one needs it as well. Add arrow to that, and then get rid of the extra curly brace. Okay, I think that's the last one. So we should now be updated, and everything should compile. Now the only challenge is that we're not doing it the way that Pyro suggested just yet, but we can get there. And in fact, I'm actually going to push this up, so this is going to be in the same pull request. So change will never run again to property. Okay. And yeah, datetime UTC now would be better though, since you're not displaying. Oh, did I datetime.now somewhere? If I did, I didn't mean to. I do a datetime.utc now in most places. UTC now. Okay. We'll take a look. And I'm guessing Bokyo. Welcome, thanks for following, and if that's pronounced differently, let me know. Wajzik, I'm going to guess on your name there, and I apologize if I butchered it, but let me know how it's pronounced otherwise. So you want to know what I think about the C# 8 default interface implementation. We actually talked about that already on this stream. And I will say, I think there are some nice uses for it. So, for example, the interface that we're using right here, I could have done the textbook example of I was adding a new thing to our interface. In this case, I added a method. I could have added a property, either way, and that's going to suddenly make all of my implementations need to get this new change. So that's actually what they built it for, is this scenario where you add in a new thing. And for that case, I like it. I think there's going to be some value in it. And I will less frequently need to create the base class whose only role in life is to just give the one tiny little piece of functionality that I need. So my stance is, I think it is useful to have the default interface implementation in C#8, but I want people to be cautious when using it. So I think a lot of people that watch the stream here are, thoughtful enough people that they're not going to run into problems, because we know we need to be cautious of running into issues that multiple inheritance would have. And so that's what we're trying to do. So we're trying to be responsible C# developers that are not going to do dangerous things with this nice new feature they're going to give us. So I think it can be horribly, horribly broken if people use it poorly. So we'll see. I am hopeful. Excuse me. Okay, so the suggestion was to make this be this, essentially. So, and to make sure that that never gets written as a single equals, we're going to do this. If time of next run equals datetime.max value. So there we go. Do the same thing here. Except it's not called that, it's called underscore next runtime here. That's fine. Not perfectly identical, I see. This one doesn't even have the concept. This one doesn't have the concept. There we go. We're all adults. Exactly, WorldWake. Exactly. As long as we are cautious as developers, there are a lot of features that we can use safely. Let's see. I have Legacy.NET 2 project though. Oh wow, Bokyo. Yes. So I've had to maintain some of those before. It's never fun getting stuck on those ones. There was the datetime.now and the second file you edited for the is done. Oh, okay, cool. Datetime UTC now. So it's not the one time. So it must be the delayed message. Yeah. Okay. Good call. Good catch. Those should be these. Are those the only ones in here? So that's now in seconds. That's a comparison. Yep. Should absolutely be using UTC now. Good eye, Pyro. Good eye. Okay. So this is a bit of refactoring in delayed message and action. Okay. Yeah, Pyro, sorry about that. Nightbot does not understand datetime.now. I need to teach it some more whitelisted stuff, so it's a little less, I don't know, hurtful of our viewers, because it gets aggressive on some of those. Because it got you for 60 seconds on that one. Thanks, Nightbot. Way to be on the ball there. Okay, so this one we're gonna call is done. So now we can rename to that. And if we take a look here, we should see everything got renamed to is done. Perfect. Rename will never run again to is done. Okay, now before I push this, I want to run the bot, make sure everything's actually going. So we're going to run this. I'll probably check the unit test too, despite the fact that hitting the push button will also do that a little bit better, because it'll make sure that it runs not on my machine, because just running on my machine isn't good enough. Let's see. If you remember the times when .NET didn't have generics. Yes, Bokyo, I remember when .NET didn't have generics. I was using it back then, and it is so much nicer now that we have it. So, interestingly, if you have .NET got its generics in 2005, actually, though. So Rigster, it can out of the box just do this. You just have to skip by one Chrome error, and that's it. So it's actually pretty easy to do. So there we go. So that in theory should run. I want to make sure that we actually do get our automated messages. So we're going to wait. It's going to take about 90 seconds. So while we wait for the rock, paper, scissors game, and everybody feel free to join the rock, paper, scissors game if you want. But while we wait for it, let's play a game of Hangman. So take your guesses. So it's over there in the chat. So let's see if we can't get this word. There is an A in it. There's no B. Oh, there's E's. It's something good. I don't know what this word is. Ooh, getting close. Getting better. Oh, there's our message. The only 30 seconds left to join. That's it. That's it. Okay, so things are working. We didn't break everything in our refactoring, so that's good. So no F, no T. I'm not sure what this word is yet. Let's try an R. Oh, I know it. Anybody know the last letter? Someone jump in. Hey, there you go. There you go, Janisku. Well done. Okay, so Janisku won the game of Hangman there, getting the word. And then looks like I won the game of rock, paper, scissors against the bot. So, woohoo. So that's nice. That means all of our automation pieces are working, our refactoring didn't break anything, and our games work again, which is really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and push those up, and we'll find out what happens there. Why is this red? What is this red about? What are you red about? I don't believe you. You're not red for any reason. There's no red here. There's no red. Why are you red? There's no reason to red. Okay, well, Visual Studio is going to be dumb and tell me that there's an error even though there's clearly no error. Okay. So, since it's being stupid, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to open up GitHub. We're going to go to our bot. And for anyone who doesn't know, because you're... Wait. Oh, I stopped the bot. Son of a gun. One of these days, I'm going to learn to not compile the bot. Yeah, Janisku, when there's only one missing letter, the only exceptions to that are when you get star unit, because it could be X unit, N unit, or J unit, I believe, are all in our word library. So that's the only thing where you're missing one letter and you have no idea what the answer is. That is my really evil word that's in the library. Oh, nice. Yep, okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, all of the code we do here on stream is out on GitHub, so you can actually take a look at any of it. It's all out there and live. Oh, do we have a new issue? Project issue permissions restricting editing. Oh, thanks, Ultralord. Yeah, I'll get on that. So Ultralord put in an issue. So if you do want to contribute to our projects, any of them on the stream, there are a lot of ways you can do it. You can either just fork the repository and send us a pull request, or you can report issues. You can try running the code, anything like that. Whatever you want to do, chat with us here. Just watch, doesn't matter. But if you do want to get involved, there are plenty of ways to do it. And we do encourage that here. So I have a couple of pull requests that I need to do something with, but we spent a decent amount of time not working on this project, so I need to dive back into it. That's why we're doing these couple in a row here. So we're rewiring up our overlay and our automation and everything that we'd been wanting to do for a while, so that is running, and it looks like if this comes back with a green check mark, we will be good. And I'm betting it will. Just to confirm, I'm going to come down here and actually, before I do that, I'm also going to toss a couple of other links in the chat over here. If you want to chat with us outside the stream, join our Discord. It's the best way to do that. You can follow DevChatter on Twitter, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'm the name right there, some Brendonius right there. And then we also have archives of our videos out on YouTube if you want to catch those as well. Okay. Let's go ahead, close some of this stuff down. We do not need all these things running anymore. That is too much stuff. I'm actually not sure what... Oh, hey, Aaron, you made it. Aaron and Cincy, hello. I wondered if you'd be here today. I was talking to you earlier. Psst, Aaron, there's a link there. You should click on that link. The link in chat. Okay, so awesome. The bot is working. Hooray. Okay, so, now that we've pulled that out, I want to do a couple of things of cleanup. So I'm going to open up our DevChatter bot, and I'm going to expand out tables, and then I'm going to go to this whole section right here and see if I can... Ooh, I could select it all. That's perfect. Then I'm going to right-click here, and I'm going to click Delete. Yep. Let's see if I can deal with order for those to get it right. Oh, it did it. Fantastic. Good. Okay. Bye, Hangfire. See you later. So, Hangfire is now gone out of our database. No more database clutter. Hooray. Cleaned up. Goodbye. Okay. Hey, Horkrine, welcome. Welcome back. And for anyone who didn't notice, look, no egg. I'm not in an egg anymore. I hatched fully. Yeah, Horkrine, look. But see, at the last stream on Thursday, I was still coming out of my egg. I am now fully out of my egg. So what I'm talking about, for anyone who doesn't know, is subscribers of our channel. We have subscriber badges, and all the subs have egg. Most of the subscribers to the channel right now are in their egg, and when they reach their 3-month point, they will actually be a little dinosaur hatching out of their egg, and then they get to the one that I've got here, which if you can, you should be able to see those in the chat window on the right there. Exterminate. Oh, exterminate. Very nice. Okay, so cool. Let's take a look at our list of stuff, because we have plenty of... we're at a good point to write something new. So let's take a look at the... Yes, Order 66. Alright, so request for creation of new DevChatter core branch, commands break when namespace changes, time zone DB, cannot run private methods from background worker. Wonder if that's still a problem. After adding or removing commands, command handler needs updates, update the configuration MD, move command settings into a command settings entity object. Ooh, that's a nice one. That could be good. I'd like for that to be someone else, though. App var readme, give no currency to known bots. Oh, is the bot not running? Sorry, I must have compiled again. I do it without thinking, Janiscu. So, Janiscu wants quote 4. I wonder what quote 4 is. I feel so evil. Apparently, I was feeling evil that day. I swear it's not rigged. Well, that was in reference to our rock, paper, scissors game. Okay, let's do a little bit of code cleanup then. Since I don't really want to... I don't feel like starting a new thing right now, so why don't we take a look at what we've got. So I know we've got a lot of code that could use cleaning up. There's lots of things where we could do some refactoring and make it a little bit nicer. So, rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. So this looks like it's just the text related to that, and then this should be the game. Competitors, user choice, cleanup after is ready for new match. Attempt to start new game. Oh, sorry Bokyo, hang on. Have some coins. Now if you're quick, you can still get in the game. Okay, so this creates this new thing. I kept it in there. Why did I keep it in here? I maintained a reference to that. I don't think I needed it. So we're going to say var that and then var this. So I'm going to take these from being fields to being local variables here. Now they need their names fixed. So this is going to be renamed to that, but then I'm actually going to make this trigger endgame is the new name of it. And then this one is going to be last warning message. There we go. Okay, I like those names. What happened? Horkrine wanted to join that. You need more coins to play. Oh, sorry, Horkrine. Yeah. Here you go. Oh yeah, Aaron's been around for a while. Aaron's rich. Yeah, Aaron's been lurking the channel for a long time. So I'm not surprised that Aaron's got a bunch of coins already. So, okay. So that is a little nicer. Now I want to get these messages out somewhere else because this looks really cluttery with these messages in here. So I'm not a big fan of them being here. So here's what I want to do. I want to make... I think I can get away with it being... Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a new class. We're going to call this messages. I think I've shown you all this trick before. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a public string foo equals this. Call it foo, and its text is going to be only 30 seconds left to join. Type rock, paper, or scissors. Yeah, sorry about the loss on that one. Okay, so this is last chance to join. Okay, so last chance to join is going to be the name of this message. So we're going to say messages dot last chance to join. So that makes it a little bit nicer. And we have this name on them still. I don't think we're using that. Come to think of it, I don't think we use name anymore. So, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to get rid of name. Goodbye name. Goodbye name. Goodbye name. Goodbye name. Goodbye name. I want to get rid of... We never assigned a message. Because we assigned underscore message. That's weird. Fixed. Currency update. Where's your name? Gotta have a name. You don't need a name anymore. Okay. Next one. It's going to be the delayed message. Is this the one we already got rid of? Yes, name's already gone from this one. So after delayed message is the fake. Fake doesn't need a name. Now the last one should be our one-time callback action, which still has a name here, which we'll get rid of there. And we'll get rid of it here as well. Oh, did I get rid of that from the constructors on all of these? From ones that had it? Nope. Get rid of name there and name down here. Okay. Let's check back through this list again. Did we get them all? That was automated message. That's this one. This should not have it in the constructor. It's not there. Okay. Next one down is the delayed message action. This one still has it. Let's remove it there. So, because I removed it that way, it's actually going to fix the calls to that one as well. That was delayed message, that's this one. That one didn't have it in the constructor, so on to the next one. Whoops. One-time callback definitely doesn't have it. Okay, cool. Alright, good. So now I'm going to compile, and this is going to give us a couple of errors. Everywhere that we tried to pass in the name is now going to fail. That is fine. I can clean those up easily. These are the spots where we need to fix some of this stuff, because I don't like the way that we were creating these. I think we can make them a lot cleaner than they are. Tempting to add... Oh, we don't need that anymore. There we go. Very nice. That is a pretty good cleanup. So this is remove name from I interval action. Okay. So back in our rock, paper, scissors game, I want to keep doing this. Let's go ahead and add another private constant string, because we're going to yank out the next string. Again, we're going to call it foo. And I want it to be this one here, I think. This one, it looks like it's going to need to be a method. So we're going to call it getFoo. GetFoo is going to take in string username and int seconds to join. Whoops. Not a const. There we go. It's like, why is it freaking out so much? And that's why, because it still was left as a const. So now that ought to clean it up a little bit. So we now have get foo, but I don't know what foo is. Foo is this one. So this is get game start message. So we're going to say get game start message, username, and seconds to join game. And then that goes all the way to there. Much nicer. Messages dot. Wait, what? Why did that not work? Oh, right. Static derp, 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 derp. Okay. Messages last chance to join. One-time callback to actually start the match. This is the warning to do that. Winners, 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 winners. Oh, yes, this wants those. So let's go ahead and do this. So first off, moving more messages to static class. Okay, so we're going to put that there. This is complaining because these need to have braces. So part of our styling in here is that we do use curly braces here in our project, so I know everybody's got different preferences on style, but we do actually do that. It's a list, so we don't have to use the count method, we can actually just use count. That actually is not really a savings. I mean, it is kinda, it's tiny. So if you are using the extension methods, the link extension methods, and you call one of those methods, and you're using, say, a list in C#, that list usually has its own implementation of it already, and the link extension method can tell that, and it calls the right one. It does not step over the object and do a count. It's like, no, that was a list. I didn't need to count it individually. Okay, so the only difference between these is whether or not we display this S, right? Other than that, and then this one. So, here's what I want to do. I want to simplify this. If plural, no, I'm going to do this differently. Here's what we're going to do. Watch this. String possible plural equals so we're going to do that to determine whether or not we include this S. Maybe S? Maybe S. There we go. It's a maybe S. winners. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's not bad. Okay, winners. The winners are, okay, so that gets us that whole thing. And then alternately we're gonna say is. So this is plurality. SR is. Okay, good. Okay, now I want to just say, instead of referencing the people where I have to decide if I want to say they or the person's name, I'm going to say the prize is that many coins, and then that simplifies, and so I no longer need any of this. So I can now just use that. So now we set the plurality to the winners are winners, or it's going to be the winner is winners, and the prize is blank coins. So there we go. Perfect. That is a nice improvement there. Yakko, no, this is not internationalization friendly. No, yeah. Right now, no. So we're going to have to do a lot of work to do that. Everything's going to have to get pulled out into some resources and things like that, but this just gets it together a little bit. So probably what we'll do if we want to make this friendly for international is big chunks of this are going to have to get fixed, and all of this is going to come out of a resources file. So that may happen at some point, but that's not on the docket right now. And Vita KGB, welcome, thanks for following. I mean, editing in S is actually counterproductive. Yakko, yeah, it is. Because we'd probably be better off choosing the plural version or the... That's a good point, because very likely if we do this outside of the... if we are going to eventually internationalize at some point, the whole concept really should be whether or not we're doing those ones, and then it's this is basically an is plural for this, and this message and that message are the singular winner message and the plural winners message. So let's do that. What is this? Winners? Is that the only thing? Winners and prize. Public static string get winners message string winners int prize $sign that, and single winner message. So winner and prize. Now let's go up here. I'm just going to copy this whole section for now, bring it down, because we can just use these down here. So we're going to put this in for the plural. And then this one is the singular. There we go. Let's drop these. There we go. Okay, so now we end up with, this should be prize. This should be prize. I singulared that just so it makes more sense in the string. Despite the fact that at the onset we don't know the difference. So now up here I can say that this ought to be messages dot get winners message winners and tokens for winning. Okay. Now this one, I can do the same thing, but instead say get single winner message, and there we go. Okay. So we could do this, and it's got that inside, but I don't want to do that. Instead, what I want to do is this. I want to pull this out as the message, and then I want to pull this one out as the message as well. Message. So now, these are the same thing, and we're just deciding on the message. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to say message equals this. Actually, I'm going to leave that as is and just move this piece out. So now that we've got this, we just need to determine which one we want. So I think if I do this, ReSharper will do the work for me, and I won't have to, which would be nice. So now I can convert that to one of those, connect these, and I can say if that, otherwise this, and there we go. So now we say message is that, and then we just send out the message. Okay, cool. Hi, it's pleasant to listen. Oh, yeah, no problem, Vita. There are so many people here who English is not their first language, so, yeah, so feel free to ask questions, whatever. We will not criticize, but we will try to figure out what you're saying if you ask us stuff. Okay, so what do you want? Would be good to add a space after the comma in the join to separate the winners. Oh, yeah, good suggestion. Space after the comma so that when we display that, the winners display a little bit nicer. So good suggestion. I like it. And this, again, is really just coming back with the right message. So I feel like this ought to be... I feel like there should be one chat client send message down at the bottom, right here. And all of this should just be like a get the message. So I'm going to do that. So announce winners and public string get winner choose get win announcement message. Which I know that kind of shrunk this down to almost nothing, but now we need to pass the bot choice in for that. String message equals this. Okay, so I like that structure a little bit better. So private string get win announcement message. So now instead of doing chat client send message, we are going to return message. And this is going to be a return of this value. So return that value. So either way, we're just returning. And so now I want to add that as a parameter. Technically, I could pass this in. So we're going to do this. We are going to leave this out here, and instead of passing in bot choice, we're going to pass in the winner list. Get win announcement message. Whoops, not bot choice. Winner list, Brendan. Winner list. There we go. Okay, so we're going to pass in the list of winners. Darius, yes, I do, and I also use the one that's built into ReSharper. I use both of them. The only reason I didn't here is because occasionally I know the structure of the code is going to cause problems when I do that, and I know that if I know that Visual Studio and ReSharper are going to get confused by the current state of the code, I skip them, and I just create it myself. So Whenever I'm doing something weird with what the parameters are that I want to get passed in, I go without it. So that's why that happens sometimes. So if you see me not use one, it's because I think there's something weird with my code right now that's going to break it. So, yep, that's all it is. Yeah, I've got them wired up to keyboard shortcuts too. So I just do things like this, and then boom, look, refactor method is there. And, I can use the one built into Visual Studio as well. But I like the resharper one better for most things because it gives me some nice control over like parameter order and other things like that as well. So lots of good stuff. But thanks for the suggestion. Okay, so basically what I need to do here is I almost want to like switch this. Hang on, let me see what happens when I do this. Can I pattern match this? Case, null, return, hang on. I don't know what's going to happen with this. I'm just running an idea through my head right now. Case, I'm not sure, how do I, I'm not sure how I literal value this. There's something weird. So, no, I don't want to do it that way. I could do, it'd be cool if I could do a case that was something along the lines of like x equals greater than something, like use it sort of like that. I don't think I can, which means we're going to do this. So we're going to say, so our if any, so we'll say if count, no, winners list dot count equal winners list dot, we'll say if there aren't any, return nobody won this time. So actually I could just do that at the end. We're just gonna do that at the end. Who am I kidding? We'll just get rid of the else. So we'll do that at the end, and then I want to say if count greater than 1, so I just want to say if count greater than 1, then we're going to return this one, whoops, and then if any, so winners list, so in that case we're going to return this one. Okay, so that gets those, and then we need to make the winners list somewhere. Sorry about that mess I left there, everybody. I'll have that cleaned up in a second. Okay, but I only want to do this join that I have up here at the top. I only want to do this if we actually have them. So I think what I want to do is this. I think I want to start with not any. I think I want to start with this one. So I want to say if winners list any not, nobody won this time, so if we didn't have any, we'll escape, and this sort of becomes our safety. So now I no longer need this. And then that is how we make sure we're always returning a value. And so the idea is that I don't create my winners list until we get to that point. So then that actually clears that out. Switch on winners list.counts, then you'd have -1 for empty, 0 for 1, and 1 for a single winner. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. And then default for multiple. I love the suggestion. That is actually really cool. Yeah, would not be Wouldn't be super easy to just at a glance tell what it's doing, but I love the thought. That's actually a neat approach. We're not going to put it in here because someone's going to kill us, but could move the join into the if. I could, but I don't need to at this point because we're effectively already past it. Oh, you know what? I could do it if I do it this way. Yeah, put it in there and then I do that. So yes, Yakko, if I do that, then I can do this and then I can get away with it. So yeah, that works. All right, so now this looks pretty clean. We don't have, like, we're not as deep down in our if statement, so it's a lot nicer. It's just you know, we're just going down one if for each one of those, so not a lot of complexity in here anymore. So I like the way that works. So let's go ahead and commit that. So refactor, more about messaging. Okay, what other messaging can we clean up here? Okay, so we have those that we can move down into our messages. So let's go ahead and do that. So we need to have change, joined, and not enough coins. So let's go ahead and duplicate this. Get changed choice message. I'm betting it's just username, but it also might be the choice. We'll find out in a second. Get joined message and get what do you call this? Short coins? Short coins message. So this one just needed the username. What was it? User choice.username? Okay. User choice.username. There we go. Short coins, there we go, and then just username on here. Oh, I capitalized the N. Okay. Wonder why I did that. Okay, joined message, I think needs the choice too, right? Yes, and the choice, so username and choice. And what is that? That's a rock, paper, scissors choice? Okay, so we're going to have that as an option. So we're going to say, comma, rock, paper, scissors, choice. Get, we're going to say changed message. I'll leave off the word choice, because I don't think it's necessary. There we go. Okay, so now let's go grab those, because I think they both need the choice. So this is the changed message. So grab that, cut messages dot choice changed. User choice dot username. User choice dot choice. Scroll down to the bottom. Put it in here. And this one is competitors. Choice user. I didn't think about that. We might need to fix that. Could you move the join into the... Oh, yeah. No, sorry. No one said anything new. Ooh. Didn't look at that one. Let's jump back up to the top. We're gonna put that back the way it was for now. So we're gonna get the other one. We're gonna get that one in a minute. Because that one I wasn't paying attention, has an extra piece. So there's a bit of complexity with that one that we're gonna want to figure out, whether we want to put it on this end or down here. So we're gonna need to figure that. So this is the joined message. Username, choice. There we go. Back up to here. And this is going to be messages.get joined message for userchoice.username and userchoice.choice. Okay, so that's a little bit nicer. This one still needs to get pulled out, but then we'll have a lot of those messages out. So getting them pulled into here sets us up to start moving this into the database or a resources file or something like that where we could customize or do translations for. So all these messages I would like to eventually have in the database, and pulling them into this class gets us closer to that, because it starts to get us into the realm of, oh, I understand that I have text needing to be replaced and used and things like that. Icy Hip Hop, welcome, thanks for following. Oh, get game start message. No, I don't need that. There's a single person triggers the beginning of the game. And I'm guessing, is that Rakia? Oh, yeah, oh, right, yes, if we did 1 second. Yeah, you're right, sorry. But I don't think we're ever going to give you only 1 second to join. You'd always have at least, you know... So right now, I think it's you have 120 seconds to join or something like that. If we gave you only 1 second to join, you wouldn't be able to join. So I don't think we need a singular for that. Yeah. Oh, and that's a nice cheat. Just put the S in parens. But no. If that were... I will say, if someone ever gave you 1 second to join, they might as well not even give you time to join. So... I won't worry about that one for now, but yes, if we wanted to get really picky here, we could have that. If we also want to get picky, this shouldn't say 30 seconds. That should be based on the countdown time, because that's right here. That's this number. It's just hard-coded right now. I just noticed we need to clean that up. And then these, for example, need to become settings inside of the bot. So we have... since this was created, we have actually created a new settings feature to be able to store these in the database. We haven't started doing that yet, but that is the route we want to go. So there's more refactoring that we need to do to improve this code. Okay, since this one's not implemented yet, I'm going to throw a new not implemented exception. So for anyone who doesn't know, actually, until recent versions of C#, this that I'm doing right here wasn't even possible, and I don't mean because of expression-bodied members. So in C# 6, we added the concept of an expression-bodied member, so that's one of the things that we C# developers got, and that is this little arrow here that lets us do these lambda expressions like this. I mean, they're not really lambda expressions, but anyway, the point is that this is just an expression. Well, it wasn't actually until C# 7 that we were even allowed to throw exceptions from inside of an expression instead of a full statement. So we actually just got the ability to do this even. Previously, we would have had to actually wrap curly braces around this in order to throw an exception. So that's actually kind of cool. A lot of people probably didn't know that one. So this is more RPS messages into brain. Do your thing. Need my brain to do its thing. Into extracted. There we go. More rock, paper, scissors messages extracted. Cool. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Whoops, I clicked it. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. That was bad. That was a bad click. My bad. No one saw that. You guys don't know what I did, but I didn't mean to do it. It was bad. I'll pretend I didn't do that. Okay. There we go. So there are a couple of things that I want to talk to all of you about. Let me go ahead and click some things. Stream info, click on that. Run this. Let's run the bot. See how it's all working. Everything should be working fine. There we go. Okay, and the bot just said hello in chat, so our bot is connected, everything is working. So I want to talk about a couple of things. So coming up next week. Sorry, Yakko. Yeah, I'm glad about that, because I didn't want people to see that one. So anyway, ooh, I don't have that marked on there. That's a Learn to Code stream too, isn't it? The 11th. Okay, so next week on DevChatter, so actually on Monday, so that's 2 days from now, we are going to do another Learn to Code in C# episode here. So that means we're going to invite beginners on Monday, and we do want you to let people know about that. So if you do, I just posted a link in chat that goes to our event on Twitch, which is right here, and you can, if you know anybody that is a beginner, learning C#, new to C#, new to programming, send them over and we will step-by-step work through some solutions together. We're actually going to build code, we're going to have them write code, we're going to write code, we're going to watch it on stream, we're going to talk about it, people will ask questions. If you already know C# and are a programmer and want to get involved in that, you are welcome to show up and answer questions, help out in chat, follow along if you like, whatever you want to do, whether you just want to refine your previous skills, it's all up to you, any involvement that you want, but we appreciate it if you stop by, so hopefully we'll see you all on Monday, and that should be a lot of fun. Other things coming up, we have another series here on the channel that we are starting, so we've got this event, but we also have another one, so I am going to go ahead and open that up over here in our events. So the other event that is coming up is this one, and this is our Solid event. So we're going to start doing Solid Saturdays, not next week, but the week after. So starting in 2 weeks, we are going to, every Saturday, we are going to have a stream that is talking about the solid principles of object-oriented design. So if you know what solid is, awesome. If you don't, you should absolutely attend these. And even if you do, you can attend still to get a refresher on things. Maybe you know what they are, but you don't really understand them, don't know when you should use them or how to use them. We will be going over solid. And Rubik's, yes, you can apply solid principles to any language that has object-oriented concepts. So there are a lot of them. C++, you could use it in Python, you could use it in C#, you could use it in Java, you could use it in C, you could, well, yeah, kind of with C. You could use it, in a lot of different places. And yes, Aaron and Cincy, the one that a lot of people struggle with is actually the open-close principle, and interestingly, we actually use that fairly effectively in some places in our project. So that's actually how our command structure works here on the bot. We actually built to that almost immediately in this, and it allows us to add new commands all the time without really having to alter the existing code. So again, we're open to extension and closed to modification with our command structure. So that's how a lot of these things work. And yeah, Yakko, so this is basically a set of rules to just help you apply object-oriented programming is really the idea. But they're important, they're fun, and I like them. So we are going to be doing some streams on these, so if you want to get reminded about those, there are nice reminder buttons for that. If you haven't, click the follow button and you'll get notified about all of our streams, not just these. But if you want specific reminders about these, you can ask for them by clicking on these hearts, or clicking the remind me buttons. It's up to you. Yes, exactly, as Forcer said, as long as you have object-oriented programming concepts in there, you can pretty much apply solid to it. It does not have to be a fully object-oriented programming language. It just needs to have object-oriented concepts, and you can apply it. Okay, so those are the things we've got there. I haven't added it, but on Tuesday we're going to have another guest stream, so we're going to do some pair programming with a guy that usually runs Linux and does a lot of programming in JavaScript and things like that. He's not one of our standard C# Microsoft MVP type guys. He's a little crazy, so I'm hoping that'll be a really fun and exciting stream. So Tuesday should be a good one. And as I mentioned, on Thursday, Cassandra is going to show up and we are going to talk about engaging in the community and things like that as developers. So how we can network, how we can get connected, how we can really start, branching into the greater developer community on the internet, in person, other things like that. So she is an expert in those kinds of concepts, some of those soft skills stuff. So we will have her on here and that'll be a lot of fun. And then next Saturday, it's not listed here, I need to update this page, but it will be our Learn to Code in C# episode 6. So next week is going to be a crazy one. I should say this following week. It should be a lot of fun, and I hope to see you all here. If you want to know when our schedule is, let's say that you don't live where I do. Maybe you live in Germany. You can actually ask our bot for our schedule and tell it where you are. So if you say !schedule for Germany, it'll tell you the schedule there. Let's say that you live in the United States, but you are going to be traveling to Japan and you want to make sure that you can catch the stream. You can do schedule Tokyo and it will tell you in Japan Standard Time that we are live at 3 a.m. apparently on Mondays? No, Tuesdays, because it's the morning, it's the day after. Okay, wow. Well done, Aaron and Cincy. Yes, you can throw in crazy things like that. So you can try to trick it, and you'll probably succeed. But that's what our bot does when you ask it that. So it'll search, figure out where you're trying to go, and respond back with the relevant time for our schedule. Now, if you don't want to talk to our bot, you can also check down below in the panels here on Twitch, and you will find that they are down there. So if I were to DevChatter, go back here and scroll down below the stream, what you'll find down here, among other things, is the Now Live widget, which will show our schedule, should convert it into your time zone. You can also find links to our projects out on GitHub and other relevant information. So, lots of cool stuff down there, if you want to check that out. Other things, if you are interested in chatting with any of us outside of the stream, I really do recommend people join our Discord. Discord is a chat application that's commonly used by gamers and Twitch streamers and other things like that. It's got a lot of neat integrations, and we actually have a whole bunch of people that are in there and chat about programming and other things like that. So we've got basically fun conversations in there. Think like Slack for gamers is basically what Discord is. It's got voice chat built in and things like that. Not that we actually use that very often, but it's a nice way to engage with the other programmers that are interested in stuff. Lastly, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can, and it's another way to get notified. You can also follow me. I am Brendonius. It's kind of like right around there somewhere. It's written right there. And then what else do we need to mention? So I mentioned those coming up, that Discord, GitHub. We have a YouTube channel, so if you want to watch our old videos here, so you want to see how we built the stuff that we did, there are videos here on Twitch in the videos section up above. But if the video is not on there, Twitch only keeps them around for so long. So what I do is whenever a video would be expiring from Twitch, I move it over to YouTube, so you can find the archives of all of our old stuff over there at youtube.com/c/devchatter. And that is a great way to find our videos. So if you want to catch any of our old stuff. What else do we need to talk about? I think those are the main things. The couple of stuff. I want to make sure that I thank everybody. Which things am I actually building? If you want to see what projects we are actually working on here, head out to our GitHub, and you'll see that we have a chatbot that we do here. We have a game tracker application, which is a web application that we use, which is going to be recording games that people play. So if you're interested in that, this is an ASP.NET Core web application we're building. We also have our website, which is built with a static site generator, so DevChatter.com. And then we also have our Rock, Paper, Scissors, Boom competition app, which is going to be an application where anyone can submit their code to it and compete against other people's code. So that's the concept there. And then, yeah, those are our main projects that we're working on right now. Jimmerino Rustlerino. Do I have this? No, I don't think so. Jimmerino. And I hope that answers your question, Yako. If not, let me know and I can clarify. I think I got all of the projects that we are currently working on here on the stream. Awesome. Glad to hear it. And then so our plan, Yako, just so you know, is to wrap some of these up. We have future projects that we want to do here on the channel, but we do want to wrap up some of our existing ones before we move on to those. So we want to get to a good state with a few of them and then move on to our other projects, because we have a lot of stuff that we want to get to at some point. So should be fun. I wanted to thank a handful of people. So I know I thanked everybody that followed, so thanks everybody for following, and everybody that chatted or just hung out, was just sitting around as a viewer. Either way, I want to thank you all for that. Standby Reloading, I want to thank for subscribing to the channel. Oh, one other thing I need to mention. This one. So a bunch of people had asked me to set up some various things because they wanted mugs and things like that. So I set up a couple of merchandise stores. So if you do want to get a DevChatter mug, we have some of these here. There's the Streamlabs store, which is one of the ones that I set up. And I don't know which ones people like more, things like that, but they're different mugs. So they've got a short mug and a tall mug. And I set them up with our stickers basically as prints on them. So you can get any of those. Or you could head on over to our Redbubble, where we also have this kind of stuff. And what is it? Departments, home decor. So you can see we've got mugs and things over here as well. So mugs, cases, basically whatever anybody's interested in. We also have stickers. So, and Yako, thanks for following. So if anybody's interested, I did finally go and set this stuff up. So if you did want to get DevChatter stickers, mugs, whatever, they are out here. They do exist. Let me know if there's anything weird with them, or if you guys want something different or something else, and I will set those up as well. So other than that, I think we are about set, and I want to thank everybody for showing up today and chatting. There were a whole bunch of people talking today, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed a lot of what we wrote today. We did manage to complete the code we were working on, so we got our automation system all replaced and the bot running as we wanted. So now I feel comfortable going back and working on some of the other stuff that we needed to do, some of the other features on the bot, and I think we're in a good spot. So our games will actually run while we're doing our other streams as well. So, and on that note, I want to thank everybody for showing up today, and I will see you all on Monday. So have a great rest of your weekend, and thanks for watching. Happy coding, everybody.